Hello, my name is Maida from Birthing Hearts. I'm a beginner midwife and I work with mothers in circles, online and in person. I'm here to talk to you about one of the things that came up in our last circle of Inner Knowing for Mothers, and the subject was postpartum care, postpartum preparation, how to prepare for your postpartum period. So, definitely, birth is of utmost importance, and preparing for your birth is very important. And the way your baby comes into the world is of utmost importance. But preparing for what comes right after birth and your immediate postpartum is going to look different for you depending on where you choose to give birth, with whom you choose to give birth, whether or not you have the birth that you desired and prepared for. But right after that, when you're home and caring for your newborn baby, bonding with your newborn baby, nursing first colostrum and then waiting for your milk to come in, all those changes. Let's say you're a first time mother and you've never gone through this before, lack of sleep and baby feeding on demand because that's their design. Or let's say you're a second, a third, fourth time mother and you kind of know how newborns go, and you're like, that's easy for you, but you're more concerned about who's going to take care of the other kids, who's going to make food for everybody. Usually when you have more experience with birth, you've had more babies, you have more children, you have a better awareness of how important a postpartum plan, in a sense that I need additional support, is important. So maybe you've had a difficult postpartum experience, so you've learned from experience. You don't want to, have that to repeat itself. So you'll think more deeply about that. This is a huge topic, but the idea of this video is just to bring your awareness to the fact that the postpartum period is as important or more as your birth experience, because it's difficult to have one thing separate from the other. They usually go together, right? Your preparation for birth and then you prepare for your postpartum. Ideally, you're working with a midwife or you're working with a doula, and these women can really remind you in your pregnancy of how crucial your postpartum support is going to look like for you, if it's going to support you or if it's not going to support you. So maybe you've learned from experience, but maybe you're a first time mother and you don't know what we're talking about because everybody's just talking about birth and the birth and the birth. And then maybe you're lucky, maybe somebody told you about breastfeeding or something, but if you've never had a child, if you've never been around people who have babies, you've never seen it, you've never fed a woman postpartum, you've never gone to her house to bring her warm foods or anything, you don't know what I'm talking about. So, the postpartum body, this woman who has just given birth, or this woman who has just lost a baby, because that's also birth, this body needs time to heal. And for this body to have this time to heal while you have a birth, when you have a live baby, you have to take care of a newborn with all this baby's demands. So how do you do that? That's a great question. Who takes care of you while you take care of the baby? Because ideally, this baby is being taken care of by his or her mother, of course, because that's the baby's design, right? The baby's physiologic design is to look for the breast, and this baby knows this mother. This baby spent 9 months in this mother's belly, and he or she knows her scent, how she smells, her voice, everything about her, the sound of her heart beating. That's what this baby knows, and this is what this baby is going to look for. So this mother who has just gone through pregnancy, which is huge, and then birth, which is huge, her body, her soul, everything has just opened for this baby to come through. Okay. So pregnancy is over, but that doesn't mean that gestation is over. We consider 9 months of gestation inside the womb, and we also consider the exogestation period, which Newborn human babies take around 9 months to get out of the womb, really, inside the womb, and then outside the mother's body, we continue to gestate. Yes, I think it's such a long subject, and I have so many things to talk about. But here's maybe, let me see if I can go back to what I want to say, which is for a mother to be able to bond with her newborn baby completely and be available for that baby, because that's the baby's design. The baby needs to be fed on demand, and it's the baby who regulates his or her own hunger and how much she or he needs to be in mother's arms, because that's all this baby knows until now. And this baby is going to be a newborn baby for the first 3 months postpartum. So just have this in your head, like, oh, for the first 3 months, this is a newborn baby. I have a very small baby, and the things must be taken care of for you. A postpartum mother cannot do all the things herself, and should not. Why not? Because the postpartum period is an opportunity for this mother's body to heal for her life, right? Dysfunctions that happen during that period, if they do happen, are going to cost her a lot through her health throughout her life. So if she is able to rest as much as she can, and she's able to be supported by, let's other therapies, let's say vaginal steaming, let's say a body massage, let's say binding, let's say a closing ceremony for her body, and she doesn't have to be thinking about the food every day. There's people cooking for her, cooking warm meals for her, taking care of her family for her, cleaning the house for her, and she doesn't have to be on her feet. Then she'll have enough energy to bond with this baby and take care of this baby the way nature has designed her to, which is feeding the baby on demand, carrying her baby, and that's that. So the first 40 days postpartum, in some cultures will say 42 days, we call it the sacred window, and that's because it's during this time that is crucial for this mother's health for life, and crucial for this mother-baby dyad to bond outside the utero. The baby was inside. The baby knows this mother, and when this baby comes outside, this mother knows this baby too. But that's when all the hormones are going to be in place, and this is the first time this baby's out of the water into the world of air, smelling and talking and really engage. Well, not really engaging, because they don't engage. They're only able to be with their own mothers, right? Things change after 3 months. Actually, newborn babies change a lot every day, every week, and every month. But the idea of this video is just to call your attention. If you're someone preparing to give birth, really, really, really start thinking now about your postpartum period. What do you want for your postpartum? What do you know about postpartum? Have you considered this with your care provider? Do you have a doula with whom you can discuss these things? Are you having a home birth with a midwife? Or are you free birthing? Are you birthing an assisted? Have you considered this with a doula sister, somebody who can come and really take care of you? Because you can't do it all, and you shouldn't. Because if you do, you're going to pay a very high price for your life. Prolapse, pelvic floor issues, anything, like all these things pertaining to women's health, usually they start there, right? And not to mention postpartum blues, postpartum depressions, all these things that I don't like to label those things like that. And we know how important the community is to embrace this mother and receive her and take care of her in that sacred window. At least the first 40 days postpartum are like crucial for this mother's life, for this woman's life, all her life, and for this baby's life, because that's when this mother-baby bonding is happens, right? And then breastfeeding and all those things, they take a good start, or not such a good start. Everything depends on that period. And then that extends to 2 3 months. That extends to 9 months, which is when the exo gestation finishes. And then the first couple and then 3 years of the baby's life. But that's another subject. Today, I just want to call your attention to the postpartum period. How are you considering it? Have you thought about it? Do you have questions? Would you like to reach out? So, yeah, this is something that I love talking about, and I would love to hear from you. Let me know. Oh, yes, and the next Circle of Inner Knowing for Mothers is on September 1st, next Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to connect with you soon. Love you. Bye.